Michael on Let's Travel Radio, and today we're doing a special show on Iceland. Discover Iceland in 2016. Iceland is a magical place. At least 8 major U.S. carriers fly there. It's a Nordic nation, part of the Scandinavian Union. It's defined by its marvelous volcanic landscape. Kev, do it again. I could have. This is Michael again from Let's Travel Radio, and today we're going to talk about Iceland. At least 3 major U.S. carriers fly there regularly. Well, it's a Nordic nation, yeah. It's part of the Scandinavian Union, that's for sure. It's defined by its magnificent, well, hot springs, waterfalls, glaciers, black sandy beaches, you name it. And it runs, particularly the capital, Reykjavik, on thermal or geothermal power. Get this, it has Europe's highest divorce rate, birth rate, and a percentage of working women. But yet it's rated as the best country in the world to live in. The UNDP, that's a UN organization, says in terms of wealth, health, and education, they excel all others. And The Guardian, that's a national newspaper, in 2006 said, well, here you have the happiest people on earth. Wow! Iceland has become a destination of choice. And here today, we've got some very interesting people who are going to talk about it. I've got the Consul General of Iceland. Would you believe that? Lenore Gudjonsson. Thank you, Lenore, for coming. I've got a wonderful actress, Anna Rose Parker. She's here. I've got Kobro Muir. She's at FIT. Thank you so much for joining us. I've got the former director of tourism, Sif. Well, I'm going to give it a try. Is it Gustafsson?
Gustafsson.
Okay. And let's see. I got Peter. Peter's here. Peter Morell Hansen. He's the president of Arctic Adventures. Peter, thank you for joining us. I want to welcome you all, but I also want to say hello to, well, a very excellent chef, an executive chef of the new Dill restaurant in New York, Gunnar Gilson. Sorry if I missed that one, but here we go. So what about Iceland? Why is it so popular? The highest divorce rate, the highest birth rate, but yet it's the best place in the world to live in. What's going on there? Consul General, could you enlighten us a little bit?
I mean, it is a beautiful destination. I mean, it's hard to describe the feeling, I guess, for someone who comes there for the first time, but having lived there and being born there, I'm still figuring Iceland out when it comes to the nature. And constantly when I travel, the Westfjords or somewhere outside of Reykjavik, you are constantly seeing something new. I could probably use the next 3-4 decades to keep discovering and rediscovering different parts of Iceland.
People going there because it's an adventure tourism is a big deal nowadays, and Iceland has more of that than most European cities or countries.
Well, I think what you have is a real diversity of different landscapes and really easy access to nature. I mean, Reykjavik is just one big nature. I mean, the whole circle there is nature, this mountain ridges, and you drive outside of Reykjavik for 5 minutes and you are.
So that's the landscape, yeah. And do I understand the winters are mild? And people think it's a frozen plot of land, but that's not so, is it?
But no, I lived in New York and I lived in Boston, and it's much colder. Nice.
There you are.
It's very tempered. Reykjavik is about 40, between 30 and 40 on Fahrenheit during the coldest winter months. And then the summer doesn't get that warm, but it's between 50 and 60.
So it's comfortable.
70.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic day.
Sif, you were the former director of tourism for Iceland in New York. So you know more about this than most, except perhaps the Council General. But give us your point of view.
So basically, you know, I'm from Icelandic descent. My parents are Icelandic, but I've grown up entirely in America. And I think that when you grow up in the States with a name like Sif, where you come from comes up on a daily basis. And people, the way they perceive Iceland has changed a lot. And I think you were spot on with the adventure point, is that there's adventure there, but it is adventure that is for everyone. There's extreme adventure, like people who go heli skiing. They take a helicopter to the top of a mountain in the West Fjords and then they ski down to practically into the ocean. But then you have also people who can handle maybe like a glacier walk. And nature that is, you know, just outside the city, like Hlynur mentioned. For instance, there is something called Into the Volcano. And you can be, you know, drive maybe 25 minutes outside of the city and be inside the magma chamber of a dormant volcano and exploring there. And probably the world's coolest place to take a selfie would be in that volcano. We also have something new called Into the Glacier. So you can be inside of a volcano, and then you can also be inside of a glacier. They dug a tunnel underneath Iceland's second largest glacier, which is also Europe's second largest glacier. And you can actually explore inside there. And also, they have a wedding chapel in there. You can get engaged and married in there if you like.
Well, one short intermission. Michael on Let's Travel Radio, and just before the break, another guest came in, Mr. Rosenberg. We thank you for joining us, and you're going to tell us a little bit about what to wear on this glacier walk. So if you want to kind of tiptoe in, Sif mentioned that it's an exotic destination for all sorts of sports, and ice climbing, well, walks, nature walks, I guess, are part of that. What to wear in some of these areas? Is there some special gear? And particularly in skiing, do you have a little bit of a definition of what people wear when they travel to these destinations?
Sure, and like one of the guests said, it was during the winter time. It is kind of protected from by the jet stream, so New York is colder. But it could be, you can get snow in the summertime. I was leading a trip last year in July on the Lugavega trek, and we had, you know, a couple feet of snow in July. Biggest thing to remember is no cotton at all. No cotton underwear, no cotton socks. Everything has to be synthetic or wool, and there's plenty of great wool products available in Iceland. So if you don't have your stuff in advance, there's many shops in Reykjavik that can provide you with the clothing you'll need. You'll need, think layers, you need to adjust. So if you're moving quickly, you want to be able to take off layers, but you still need some thermal protection on your skin. But when you stop for a break to enjoy the great views, which are, you know, around every corner in Iceland, you need to be able to add more layers. So it could be more wool or goose down or synthetic insulation, but generally, you know, wool socks, you know, boots, Gore-Tex boots would be nice, not required. Long underwear if you really get cold. Synthetic pants of some kind. It could be hiking pants with the long underwear underneath, or like a soft shell material like you might wear skiing. Again, a thermal shirt or some kind of wicking layer on your top, and then some kind of thermal layer, either fleece, midweight fleece, or like a 650 to 800 fill goose down jacket with a shell over that.
That works.
That'll keep you nice and comfortable.
Now your company is
It's Gear to Go Outfitters.
And your website, do you have one?
Yep, it's www.gear2gooutfitters.com. It's all spelled out. Also, if you Google Brooklyn's Outfitter, you get it there as well. We're the only full-service outfitter in the New York City region, so we sell, we rent, we do repairs, we issue hunting and fishing licenses. Most of our staff are licensed guides, and we do trips around the world, including, obviously, Iceland.
Okay, Sif, what do you think about that? Is he right?
Yeah,
is that what to wear?
Yes, especially the part about the layering. Then I also want to add, you know, if you're in Reykjavik, it's also nice to own a pair of high heels if you want to go out on town. We have great nightlife, and fashion is important in Iceland, and you know, they have a great design thing, and shopping in the city is absolutely unbelievable. You see things that you won't ever see anywhere else.
Now, that city, Reykjavik, the capital, nightlife, do I understand that that's a real place for really having a a hot night on the Old Town,
For
or?
being just outside the Arctic Circle, you wouldn't think that the nightlife is like that, but it's comparable, I think, to like New York or Paris. They know what they're doing over there with the nightlife. It's mainly on the weekends, you know. In the city, in New York City, you can go out any night of the week. In Iceland, it's much more focused on the weekends, and it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer. The fun is just as good.
Now, to the Consul General, Music Days. I hear music is the main event in Iceland, and you have several annual programs, one of which is the Society of Icelandic Composers? What's that about? Sonic. That's another. Do you know anything about that?
Well, there's music festivals, all music, classical, jazz, blues, pop, rock, you name it, it's all there. The biggest festival is Iceland Airwaves.
Huh.
It's a fantastic festival, draws a lot of people from outside of Iceland, and the US is the largest market actually for Iceland Airwaves.
Huh.
It's a festival from Wednesday through Sunday, and I think this last year there were like over 400 concerts.
Wow.
On an off-wing is what they call it, and it's in November, and it's a great time to be in Iceland.
And Iceland Air is the sponsor, the main sponsor?
Iceland Air founded the Airwaves.
Interesting point. I understand Iceland Air has a wonderful package where you can travel from Europe to the US, stop over in Iceland for a week. You got the fact?
Yes, it's up to 7 days. So basically, you're getting 2 destinations for the price of one. You could fly from, for instance, New York to Paris, and you can stop over in Iceland, either on the way in or on your way back for 7 days. And if you do a stopover package, that's what they're called, you actually get better rates on the hotels. And these packages are all sold by Iceland Air on their website, Iceland Air.
And there's no charge for that?
No, it's unheard of.
And you don't change your ticket?
It's one ticket.
Whoa. Well, speaking of music and the arts, I'm so pleased to have a leading actress stage. She joined us here this afternoon, Rosa Parker. Rosa Parker, thank you for coming. What about the arts in Iceland? Can you give us a little bit on that? Is there dance besides music? Is there, are they known for painters and fine artists? Is there another literature that some of us amused? What about that?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely one of the most literate nation, being small in the world. But that being said, we do have a lot of theater. We have a lot of amazing writers in Iceland, novels and some writing also. Although we do a lot of translated work, from the States or Europe. There's just a lot of creativity. And even when we take something. Mr. Williams' streetcar named Desire, like we're doing right now in Iceland. The creativity that is put into the work there's just something that's so original in the set and the costumes that will still blow your mind, but it's in Icelandic. So.
And I do understand that some major film productions have taken place in Iceland. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot. We're doing more. Getting more into TV. There's more content everywhere in the world, and Iceland is part of that also. And we have one big director, Balthasar. He just directed that film Everest, and he works locally in theaters in Iceland. I mean, we're doing films, doing TV, and webisodes, just like everybody else. Although we're just 300,000.
Have you done anything recently there, or are you?
I've been living here for a while. When I did live there, I did a solo show that I wrote and acted in, and that was then produced off Broadway for 6 weeks, and then Austin for a film, independent film out here. But I haven't been. I want to start to go back and be involved back at home a little more. I miss it.
Do I understand there was a recent bond filmed there, Consul General?
Iceland offers a 20% incentive to foreign production. So we've seen a fair bit of foreign production, Hollywood production in Iceland. The last one was Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Shot in Iceland, Olivia with Tom Cruise, Noah, Flag for Our Fathers, James Bond, Batman, Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
Was shot in Iceland. So we've had quite a bit of foreign production, and it's bringing Iceland even further.
So Iceland offers a rather sizable incentive.
Very generous incentive.
Are there places to stay? We booked these cruises. I know they're very particular where they stay. Are there 4 and 5-star hotels there?
There's quite a few 4-star hotels, and I mean some of those productions are going outside of the hotel, and they've never had any problems with them.
Well, it's actually called ice palaces. Some people vacation, they stay in an ice palace. What I've heard. Is there anything on that?
We don't, that's Sweden, I believe.
Yeah.
Denmark is
That's not Iceland. But sometimes you can have a dinner.
though, right? Still there.
Yeah. And sometimes you can have a dinner in an ice house.
Or you can have dinner up on a glacier. You can have they carve a table out of ice on a glacier and serve a buffet, a cold buffet. And you know, that is an incredible experience. You're standing up there and there's just nothing in front of you except for a giant sheet of ice, and then a table made for you, carved out of ice, and Icelandic, lovely fresh seafood, and like the food in Iceland is incredible. It's all organic and all hormone-free, and made there special just for you.
Whale, shark, skate. How many different types of seafood dishes are there? I mean, they must be. What?
How many fish are in the ocean?
Oh, there you are. Well, listen, if you don't love fish, you can still have what?
Lamb.
Lamb is the major dish. Yeah.
Yes, lamb.
Is that a holiday dish or?
No, lamb is an everyday dish in Iceland. It's the number one meat. I think it's on par with New Zealand and Australia. If not better, you would have to ask a chef. I think we have a great chef here that could really tell you about lamb.
Rosie, I call her Rosie. But anyway, what did you find?
I was going to say that, with our guests coming from New York, we give a lot of vegetarians occasionally, and there are a growing number of great vegetarian options for dining in Reykjavik as well. So it's not just shark, whale, lamb. You can get a full gamut of food, amazing food there. You're going to be very happy with what you find.
Well, add to that, I've got Guna Gitslason. Oh, I got that right. He's opening up a new restaurant in Reykjavik called Dill. Now, Dill is going to be open in New York real soon. What'd you say?
Well, I've had Dill for 7 years in Iceland. I have no plans on opening it in New York, but I'm bringing up a restaurant with a great guy from Denmark, Klaus Mann.
Okay.
So we are teaming up. We're opening up a restaurant inside Grand Central.
And is that Icelandic cuisine or?
Well, it's we are kind of going to take kind of our Nordic philosophy that we've been working with so much for the last 7 years. We are not going to be importing a whole lot of Nordic ingredients, but we are kind of going to take that philosophy that we've been working with and do that here. So maybe we're not going to be importing a whole lot of things from Nordic countries, but we are going to be focusing on a certain circle around Central, trying to get most of our ingredients from there, and then we are going to kind of spice it up with our Nordic traditions.
Oh, that's real nice. Now there's vodka. Is vodka a major product of Iceland? I've got some of the best vodkas here from your side.
Everything that comes from Iceland is the best. Just to be clear.
And you can cook with vodka too, I understand.
I would, but yeah, Reykjavik vodka is a product that's important. You can get it here in New York, and it's distilled over lava rock. So because the Icelandic water is so pure and clean, you can imagine anything made with the Icelandic water is beautiful.
So we have a number of companies that market Icelandic water here. They sell to the U.S. market, and you can go in almost any supermarkets.
Yes, you go to Walgreens, Dwayne Reed, and pick up a bottle of Icelandic glacial water. It's the best in the world.
And you say it's the purest water in the world?
There's no pollution in Iceland. There's so limited pollution that water is beautiful.
What about the vodka? Vodka is so popular now. About how many brands of vodka use that we have here? Would you take a guess, Quinn?
I have no idea. It's a lot.
That many?
Yeah.
Ah, all right, because I happen to like vodka myself. Well, food is the main event. And by the way, is your restaurant exclusively seafood? Or will you have non-seafood dishes? What about those like carnivores?
It's full. It depends on the season. During summer seasons we go very heavily western based. But we always have some nice seafood. We have always some nice meat as well. It's a small restaurant. We only have 23 seats. We do a set menu family. So it's it's a little bit of everything.
Vegetarian for those who ask?
Yes, definitely.
You got that?
Yes.
All right, that's mid-March, did you say?
Well, we're opening at the restaurant here in New York mid-March. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Hopefully.
put us down. All right, now, Peter, you have been on the landscape for quite a few years. You know the Arctic Circle. Your company, Arctic Adventures, does tours to Iceland. That's what you do?
Yes, we are doing tours to Iceland, to Faroe Islands, and to Greenland. We've done that for 35 years, right? So we know what we are doing. And in that period, I think that Iceland has gone up from around 200,000 to 800,000 tourists per year. It's really exploded for the last 5 years at least. And I will not say that it's only a good thing, because I feel personally that in some areas there are too many people today. But already in the 60s, when I started in this business, I discussed with the former director of the Atlantic Tour Board, they told me something that there were too many people going to one place, Woolworths and Gazing. And at that time we were talking about 5,000-6,000 a year. And now we are talking about up to 10,000 per day in the high season. So it really had exploded. But at the same time, you have to admit that 50 kilometers bird line from Gullfoss, you have waterfalls just as pretty, just as wonderful, and there's absolutely no people there. So you can drive around that whole day, and you maybe meet 5, 6, 7 cars, that's all. So you really have fantastic possibilities to get into the interior, away from everything. You also can just follow the track and see what everything is talking about.
Are some of your tours motorized, or is it by foot? Besides air.
No, our tours, they are not by foot, because we are concentrating on the elderly part of the population, getting into hotels and restaurants, take excursions which are run our directorate, or we make provision for them. But it is not exactly walking around the country.
So many popular destinations. Sid, where are some of the more highlighted destinations? I understand your national parks are, well...
We have several national parks, and national parks have to be a trend in U.S. tourism. And for instance, West Iceland was just named by Lonely Planet a top region for travel in 2016. And there you have Snæfellsnes National Park, if you want to try and say that for yourself. But Fellsnes, I guess, if you and that is a beautiful place. And you're only, you can get to that region maybe 90 minutes driving time.
Out of
Reykjavik.
Yeah.
And then you're exploring, this peninsula that has so much varied nature that it's a great example of each and every type of nature, whether that's like moss-covered lava fields, there's petal beaches, you can see seals and orca whales just swimming off of the ocean, and you can, absolutely, whale watching. North of Iceland, there's a new company, a company that just put out whale watching that is completely carbon-free, and that is very typical for Iceland, is that they're focused on, sustainable tourism and responsible tourism, and they're trying to keep, their clean region as clean as they can.
Amazing. Hey, what do you wear on these tours? Now, I have here, I'm so fortunate to have from FIT, I'm trying to pronounce the name as best I can. Is it Colburn York?
Yes.
Did I get that right? Colburn. Now, you know about fashion. Now, do I understand that Iceland is also a fashion destination? They've done major fashion shows there throughout the year. Do you know about that?
Fashion is really important to us. The way we dress says a lot about us. We have to, of course, be warm, but we still like to look good at the same time. And we've we're pretty lucky to have wool as our textiles in Iceland, and most of the people know how to knit, taught how to knit from a young age, and most of our moms at least knit sweaters and capes and socks and whatnot.
Is Iceland a textile locale? I mean, is it textile? It's for an industry there, for manufacturing.
It's not. Most of the stuff is handmade from wool.
All right.
I wouldn't say a big textile.
Fish skin leather, that's a
Yes, that's very true. We have fish skin leather, which is an amazing product. It's really strong leather actually.
and beautiful.
And very beautiful, and it's used by Icelanders are not using it as much as I think they export 90% of what they make to companies like Nike and Gucci.
And also now taking material like our wool blankets and making them into a piece of clothing.
And a lot of that's handmade.
The wool blanket, all of us, I don't even know if they're made, you might help speak to that, but
Yes,
they're
I
taken
think
and there's like throws
Yeah.
and they'll put holes in them and put like a pin, like so it becomes like a vest or a case that is, put together and wearable. And it's really cool because it's reused, and so there's a brand called After, what means again, and they're doing a lot of sustainable, reusable.
Yes, we're really
recyclable.
into sustainable fashion, I would say, not low fashion, not just fashion.
When using local products, for instance, you can buy jewelry made out of lava stone.
Consul General, not to put you on the spot, but what about that? Are we getting a fair share of Icelandic products here in fashion?
You couldn't see that on me.
Look at me.
Definitely, design in Iceland is a category that is worth noticing. There's a fantastic festival in March called Design March. I just put on the design center in Iceland, and it's a fabulous event again over several days on a weekend with shows, events, and pop-ups all over the city of Reykjavik. Really fantastic. You can see there. The proto architecture,
Design,
design,
interior
fashion, interior design, all kinds of designs, and it's a fabulous event. So if anyone is interested in that, I would suggest a trip to Design March in Iceland. And we are seeing a lot of young, strong talent coming up. I think within the next 10 years, we're going to see some household names in design.
But you did say that Kobe had mentioned Nike. So some of Nike's key wearables are here in the U.S. market? Would you know?
Yes, and they also just designed a line of women's sportswear that is inspired by the blue lagoon, which is a natural geothermal pool. So Iceland, just its beauty and its textile is an inspiration for designers everywhere.
I think also Iceland have their own specific style. It's not perfectly the Scandinavian minimalistic style. We're also inspired by nature and inspired by artists like York. So we have kind of an eccentric style, I would say. There's a lot of, hipsters, very creative people. We're very creative. So I think even though a lot of people like we're black and really modern, we still have distinctive style from the Scandinavian countries.
Yeah, it's not like sweaters really are like really a kind of gift that you bring home for yourself and for your friends and family.
So, wool, leather, yeah?
Wool sweaters, they really have, they're kind of like a feather like around the neck, and they have different variations of cardigans and regular sweaters, but really beautiful variations from the traditional to more modern interpretations on that. But that's usually what people are kind of looking to bring home at once they're made like gifts or souvenirs from Iceland.
Hey, we started to talk about nightlife, rock bands, classical, jazz, what? You would know.
I'm not that cool. I don't know too much about the music scene, but I do enjoy, all the bands like the Mugisson and of course Björk and Dildos and what else the band that Dad loves to. Kelma,
So the big bands do come to Iceland.
Yeah, I mean, these are exciting bands, but the festival that Helena was talking about was a lot of known bands coming to Iceland and playing there, famous American pop bands.
So is Iceland a 12-month playground, or is it just the summer season?
You said it. I thought I'm going to have to write that down and consider for later. That was very good.
I don't think people realize how close it is to New York. It's like going to California, essentially, in terms of flight time.
Yeah, closer.
Yeah. So even for a weekend, you fly out Friday night, spend the day, shopping or enjoying Reykjavik or touring around Reykjavik, the natural wonders, party all night, and then recover in the lagoon, and then fly back to New York.
What's the flight times to New York?
Just shy of 5 hours, and
Hey!
that's how long it takes to get to
It takes me that long to get to the far end of Long Island.
on the weekends.
That's real cool. All right. So, and is it a useful environment at night? I mean, are a lot of young people, old people, or?
It's definitely mixed. I would say New York is much more youth-oriented, and in Iceland it's much more mixed. We're not focused on this youth culture. Everyone is just kind of the same. Everyone is considered the same.
All right. Hey, by the way, there's some really big restaurants in Reykjavik, the major city. Consul General, you might have more than one, I'm sure you're going to that.
Oh, the food scene in Iceland has really been. There's a lot of good ones, and Chef restaurants still is one of those really high-end, really high-pressure restaurants. Unique experience, to go to. And you have quite a few of those in Reykjavik. And just the quality of the ingredient, that's what you really need to go to a Icelandic restaurant.
It's fresh and meat, huh?
I mean, it's very likely that what you doing was fished that morning.
Yeah, and are there street vendors like we have food trucks here? You have some of those? Do you want to give that one a try?
I think we're lacking something like food trucks. We have so much fine dining. It's absolutely.
We do have